Hey internet, it's currently the 26th of January 2020, just before midnight, and this is Justin's weekly wrap-up. So as I mentioned last week, my friend and I have been looking for houses, and we've looked at over 30 different houses, and finally, thank the Lord, finally we have an offer. We don't need to accept the offer until this coming Tuesday, which means we'll be sending out as many different applications and looking at as many different house inspections as we can to see if we can get a better offer. If so, we'll go with the better offer. If not, at least we sort of have a safety net, knowing that we have one house offer that we can go with if everything else fails. But it's not a bad option. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with the one that we've been offered. So this past week, because of all the house inspections, I haven't really been doing anything super productive. Is that an excuse? Yes, it definitely is. I definitely have time in my schedule to be doing working on my game development project, but I'm just not. I'm just doing sort of like simple recreational things, which I don't think is terrible. But having said that, I think I could definitely be pouring more time and effort into my project. So for the project, I want to do an Angela Anaconda type animation, which requires a certain level of Photoshop skills, which I don't currently have. So I've found a tutorial about photo composition, which steps you through the process of making Supergirl, which is a superhero in the Marvel universe. But those tutorials have been going really well. I think I've done about 3 out of 5 or 3.5 of the 5 tutorials. So once I finish that, I'll be a lot more comfortable with working on the art for the game development project. So I managed to work out 6 times this week, which is great. I'm very happy with that. I was going to do 7, but I ended up going out Friday night, so Saturday just no good. So ukulele practice has been good. The ukulele is right next to my desk, so I can just grab it whenever I need to. I learned the first half of the Pokemon Poké Center theme song, which is pretty fun, silly. I've also been practicing I Will Follow You Into the Dark still. I'm a bit more comfortable with the B flat chord, but I need more practice on that one. I can definitely feel that my hand can transition to and from that chord a bit quicker, but I think it'll still be another week or 2 before I can actually play the whole song from start to finish. It's chamomile tea, by the way, because it's already midnight. I don't want to be drinking regular tea, otherwise it will keep me up. Apparently I'm an old man now. So I'm currently working at this high-end restaurant, doing a bit of bartending work and front of house work. And I recently found out that the manager is leaving, which kind of sucks, because he was a good dude and was willing to teach me how to make cocktails, which I wanted to do for a long time. But on the flip side, hours have been pretty scarce, so I should be getting more hours. So yeah, it's bittersweet really. I had a few friends come up from the Gold Coast as it was one of their birthdays. They got an apartment up here and decided to go out in the valley and invited me, which was really cool. And I had a surprisingly good time. Yeah, it was just nice to get out there and just sort of let loose a little bit, because I think I've been cooping myself up in my room a bit too much. So the funny thing about going out is by the time I got home, this game that I'd really been looking forward to had actually just been released for open beta. Legends of Runeterra is basically the League of Legends card game. It got released 5 a.m. Saturday, but the issue was when it was released, I kept getting this error of the game being unable to recognize the region that I was in, and this wasn't patched until I think mid-afternoon not the next day, but mid-afternoon of that day. The game seems simpler than I initially thought it would be. It's reasonably enjoyable. But I was kind of hoping for a solo adventure mode, kind of like how Hearthstone does it. But I understand it's beta, so they're still just testing out the main mechanics and matchmaking and just the core aspects of it before I think they try to add new things into the game. I was also proud of myself. I managed to record some Let's Plays, so I figured out how to do that and record it properly. So I achieved my main goal for this week, which was to write more journal entries. I managed to write 6 out of 7 for this week, so happy with that. For this coming week, I want to try and get back into working on this game development project that I've honestly been procrastinating on. So as I mentioned before with the Photoshop thing, I want to have the main character done. I want to have one animation done for the character, so just like the run cycle. And I want to have programmed something new for the game. It looks like the camera's battery is almost running out, so I'm gonna have to end it here. So if you're still here, thanks for watching.